wherever there's trouble, G.I. Joe is there. G.I. Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe is there. It's G.I. Joe against Cobra and Destro, fighting to save the day. He never gives up, he's always there, fighting for freedom over land and air. G.I. Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe is there.
G.I. Joe is the code name for America's daring, highly trained Special Mission Force. Its purpose, to defend human freedom against Cobra, a ruthless terrorist organization determined to rule the world.
He never gives up, he'll stay till the fight's won. G.I. Joe will dare. G.I. Joe, American hero. G.I. Joe.
Yo, Joe! Yeah. Yeah. That's my child.
Yeah, we're here. We're doing it. Well, this is the G.I. Joe 9/8 pre-screen box I got back. There's no surprises because we sent 2 boxes of 25 to CGC, and I only got back 24 of each. So I knew exactly what books didn't get through because I was pushing a little too hard on them. So there's no surprises here, and I'm very happy with these boxes. I'm just going to throw it up at the beginning. So, but I am going to start this with an unboxing. But first, I'm just going to introduce everyone. We've got Newbie Comics. Say hi, Newbie Comics.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
We got Otto from the Grotto.
What's up, everybody? Love the intro. That's my youth right there. I can't believe, as corny as that was my childhood right there. But that was fantastic, man. I love it. I love it. I love it.
And we got Roger, the cranky Canadian.
What is going on, everybody? G.I. Joe, the real American hero. Isn't that funny? So happy to be here, and we'll get Everett's mic fixed for sure.
Yeah, what's going on with your mic, man?
I don't know. Let me see. You know what I'll do? I'll back out and I'll come back in. So maybe that'll help. Let's see what's going on.
Okay, cool. Yeah, do that.
Okay.
So I'm just going to be ripping open this box here. I just got it literally handed to me like about 20 minutes before we started here. So let's just see what it is.
You don't know what's in there?
I have no idea. It could be pornography for all I know.
Cool.
But we're going to find out.
What's talking about you today?
You always get random pornography sent to your house.
There's a lot of pornography. Watch it be from Amazon. Okay. Wow, it's packed really well. Huh.
Slab?
It's a slab.
Oh, nice.
I don't even know what it is, which tells me I'm ordering too much damn stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to say.
Yeah. What do I have here? Okay, it's got Secret Wars 2 on the back, so it's of that era. What is it? Oh, yes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
The first Throg, is it?
9.8?
Yeah, it's 9.8. Yeah.
So that was what was that? An eBay purchase?
It was eBay. Yeah, I got it really reasonably priced a little while ago, and yeah, it took a little time to get here. I forgot to buy this. Anyway, funny. I recommend this book. I'm a big fan of Throg. Is that it? His name is Throg, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have a bunch of raws going into CGC of this. I don't know why. I just think it's an undervalued book. Maybe I'm crazy. Oh, there he is.
Maybe I'm crazy.
All right, there we go. I adjusted it. I made some changes. Maybe that's a little bit better, or no?
It's a little better.
Okay. Don't know, man. I'll just keep my mouth shut for once, and then we'll see what happens.
I just picked this up. I just ripped this out of a package. So
I love it. Love it.
Yeah. Anyway, so we are here to talk about 80s nostalgia, the stuff that guys like Roger and Everett and I, or Otto and I, used to love as children, because that's what this box is all about. And Newbie was 2. When the 90s started.
It was the 80s. I think I was the only one who was still a child.
How old are you? What's your age?
47.
That's how old I am. No. Yeah, I'm a young man. I'm 48 in 2 weeks, just so everyone knows. Yeah.
All right.
Happy birthday in 2 weeks.
Good.
Yeah, in 2 weeks. Okay, so do you guys want to start? You want to start?
Let's do it. Yeah.
Okay.
See what you got.
Okay. So first one. Little turtle action. I'm gonna take over here.
I like that guy.
I'm going to highlight that guy.
Look at that.
Oh, nice.
We got a little turtle action. I actually did send in another one of this that was a Canadian price variant, but it didn't get through. So what are you going to do? But anyway, this is a cool book. It's not as expensive as the series before it, the Archie series before it, but I'm okay with that. So
it's a nice cover too. I've always liked that one.
Yeah, me too. Me too. So, but it's going for a fair penny right now. So I'm not really attached to this book. So I'm probably going to end up selling it. It's not my forte. I'm not a Turtles guy.
No,
so.
Chris, you found that in the wild and just wanted to send it in, or
yeah, I found a collection of not a collection. Well, it was a collection through a dealer, and he had like 20 of them, and I just picked the best copies out of it.
Yeah, right.
Pulled it. So, and our next one is another 80s nostalgia. It's Dark Horse Comics. It's Terminator #1.
Oh, I love that book. Look at that.
I will tell you guys, I wouldn't sit on this book. If you see these books, grab them. I think I have a feeling these are going to go up too. Next to Aliens, all it takes is a little bit of action with someone to start doing new comics with it. Predators are like $1,000 a piece right now in 9.8. Aliens are what, 2,200?
Yeah,
it's crazy. So why not Terminator as well? I mean, you can get these for about $100 right now. So and they're about $1 each when you buy them raw. So you can go that route. So we got that. Next book up is talking about this.
Oh.
But here,
no way.
I got to show you something even cooler.
No.
Oh my god. Wow.
Yeah,
Holy
so
crow.
yeah. So Predator #1. Predator #1 is it's an exciting book. It's the first appearance of Predator. And we all love that. But isn't Marvel's doing stuff with this? They're shooting a new movie in Calgary right now in Alberta.
Yeah.
So we got that going for it. There's a lot going for this book. And it's also one of these, like, in our age group, when I was collecting comics, I couldn't wait to buy this book. When it first came out. It was a big deal. So, and I think that nostalgia is coming back for a lot of the audience of today. So I don't know. I couldn't recommend this book more. I personally probably wouldn't buy a 9.8. I'd probably go and buy a raw copy and try and get a 9.8 out of it, because they were collected and they were put in bags and boards right away. So it's I got 3. I'm very lucky. I have 4 more going in too, because
lucky is an understatement, but yeah,
it's pretty lucky. Yeah, it was pretty lucky. But I mean, again, I'll probably keep 1, and then the other 2 will go towards a big Silver Age key or a Bronze Age key, because or even copper, everything's so expensive.
Yeah.
So at some point, where'd Otto go?
I don't know. It's karate chopping in the background.
It's karate chopping in the background. Yeah, I was waiting for him on this book because I knew he would love this book. But I gotta take over here. This is
yeah,
Mass #1 in a 9.8. This is the first series. A lot of people don't know. Like, there's 2 series, and I've had a lot of friends on IG go, "Hey man, I got a Mass #1," and it's the 2nd series. And Everett, what do you think of this?
That's a great book, man. That's unbelievable. Yeah. You know, I want to go back to the Predator real quick. I want to tell you a funny story.
Yeah, hit it, man.
When Predator came out, I was probably 15 or 16. I don't know, however young I was. But we all went to the movies, and we snuck in like a case of beer between 5 of us, right? So we sneak in a case of beer to the movie theater, and we're in the movie theater, and it's that scene. It's the opening scene where they get attacked, and everybody just starts opening up their weapons, right? The M60's going crazy. The guns are going crazy. They're shooting grenades. I mean, it's the loudest part of the movie, right? There couldn't be a louder part of the movie. All of a sudden, after they all shoot all their rounds off, it goes dead silence. And that's when my buddy decides to go and open up a beer. And it was so loud, somebody heard us and got us kicked out because they were like, "Oh my God, I think those kids have beer." And I was like, dude, if you opened that up 5 seconds earlier, we would still be in this movie theater, but they came down and they kicked us out. And like, talk about bad timing to open up beer when you're a kid, and it was like during that movie. So it was unbelievable. That's why Predator is so near and dear to me. You know.
Do you have both your mics going? Like your mic on your headphones as well as your mic in front of you?
I don't know, man.
If you have both, that's what I think's happening. I think you're getting like some kind of feedback thing going on.
Okay, let me adjust it. I'll back out again, guys. I apologize for being so unprofessional.
Try turning it down a little bit. You know what it sounds like? You know when you have a blown speaker in a car?
Yeah.
And at certain times it makes that screeching noise. That's what we're getting.
All right. Yeah. Let me back out, guys. I'll figure it out. I'm so sorry, dude. This is awful.
Okay,
hold on. Let me see.
We're hitting G.I. Joe's next. We'll wait till Everett comes back. Oh, yeah. Goddamn auto. So what's everyone saying in the chat here? Who we got here? We've got Michael the Beast Benson Comics. We got Johnny Dakota. I love Johnny Dakota.
Cheers to everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Cheers, guys. You drinking water tonight?
No. I just got
vodka.
Our LCBO just got the tequila for The Rock, like the Dwayne Johnson's tequila.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'm trying to drink a little more healthier. So I got water in that mixed in, but
how is it?
It's really good, man. I think the bottle's like $50, but it's really good tequila. So
nice.
Yeah.
I
took like a big drink and I was like, yeah, it's really good.
Cool. Well, I like nothing more than a Saturday night talking about comics on YouTube with a few drinks. Like it's truly a great time for me. So who else do we got here? We got Wookie Fodder 80. We've got Copy 801, who is awesome. He shows up everywhere and he's always got good words to say. We've got who else we got? Comic Dude. Hey everyone. Well, Shortbox Bernie. How you doing, pal? Wobbles is here. And FOMO Wall. I don't know who that is, but welcome. And I think that's all we got. So that's cool. Mac. Oh, yeah, we got some more. Mac 1413.
Yeah, Chris, I usually have the same thing happen when people talk about the mask. They get that second series.
The second series of yeah. That's what we were talking about earlier. So yeah, I've seen a lot of guys, and you can buy that second series for nothing. Like it's really cheap. But when you get a C98 of that first one, the price difference is $400.
Yeah.
Even the previews mask, I've seen that one like on some auctions, like just go for like some crazy prices lately. It's getting up.
We got Otto back. Okay, speak.
Does that sound any better? Is it the same thing, or
it sounds the same? Yeah.
Yeah. It's when you get real close to the mic and get loud, it screws it up. But when you back off a little bit and you just talk your normal voice, it goes away.
All right. How about, does that sound any different?
Yeah, that does.
It's way better. Way better.
All right. So I'll just leave it like that, and I'll enjoy the ride. So
yeah,
enjoy the ride.
Okay, so to be less excited.
Be excited.
Yeah.
But he's gonna have a hard time not getting excited over the books that are coming up next.
No, I'm telling you, man. I've been waiting all week for this. This has been fantastic.
Okay, so we're starting G.I. Joe, and we're starting with the high numbers first. We're gonna go with G.I. Joe 49.
Nice.
The first, I like that guy.
First Serpentor, and I got two.
Oh my goodness!
Why do you have two of them?
Well, because I don't know.
In case you want to read them more than once.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Come on, ever seen that movie?
but the thing is with this, Serpentor was never a character that I gave a shit about. I think he was becoming popular as I got too old for G.I. Joe.
He absolutely did.
But to another generation, he's like a big deal, like huge. And this book goes for a pretty penny, like in 9.8. So I was a little shocked I got two of them. So anyway, pretty stoked about that. And actually, the next book is my personal favorite of almost all G.I. Joes, just because I was such a wrestling fan. And
yes, I know this book. I've been hoarding this.
And oddly enough, it doesn't go for very much. It's actually hasn't really. I'm surprised it doesn't go for more than it is. But it's the
yes,
First Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah,
which might as well get two, right?
God.
Oh, this
Holy
guy.
crow!
Yeah.
Now, does it denote that Sergeant Slaughter's on this? Because that's very important to me.
First appearance of Sergeant Slaughter.
Perfect. Love it.
Nice.
Yeah. Could you see that? Yeah, it's right there. So, but that it's a great book and it's a great cover. Something I have to say.
You're not allowed to come to Connecticut and buy any of those because they all belong to Otto.
Yes, they do. They do.
If you buy one, he gets mad at you. Why would you buy that? That's my book.
You know that's the book I buy. You can't buy that book.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm the same way in DC.
Now, Chris, just in case the chat doesn't know, these are all books that you handpicked and picked out in bins, correct?
Yes. So about a year ago, I mean, G.I. Joe's always been like a big favorite of mine, and I got my 21, and I got my number 1, and I've got a lot of the mini keys, and I bought those years ago. I mean, this G.I. Joe 21, I sent to CGC like 3 times to get it had to to get a 9.8, and I got it. But it's like I had to get 9.8s on those books because they were like the books for me as a kid. Yeah. Like this started me collecting comics, quite frankly, like actually buying back issues. So they mean a lot to me. And I just made this choice last year that I was going to buy all the mini keys, like all the keys and mini keys up to issue 50 in 9.8. But they weren't cheap. So I thought that I would find them raw all the time in like really great shape. So I just started buying like hordes of them. Most of these books I paid $5 for, almost all of them. There's some 14s in here, and you'll see, and I paid a little bit more, but like 15, like they were cheap. And now, even now I'm seeing like raw copies of these books are still cheap, but like you get into graded, it gets really expensive really quick. Yeah. So I really recommend it. And we've talked about this as our group here. They're making like a G.I. Joe movie. Snake Eyes movie's coming out soon. They're putting billions of dollars towards a whole universe of this stuff. There's a very strong chance if it goes down the right path that we could go down Star Wars terms with this. Like with Star Wars books, it's like there's moderns that are just going through the roof because first appearances are showing up. I'm not saying that it'll be to that extreme. It won't, because Star Wars will never be G.I. Joe, G.I. Joe will never be Star Wars. But there's a chance that we could you really could make some money, and on top of it, find some really cool books.
Good thing you corrected yourself. I was just thinking you might have broken the internet with like the Star Wars people being like, "What did you say?"
Yeah. I actually just bought my first copy of that first Snake Eyes in New Hampshire when we were at that show.
Really?
Yeah, wow. Right out from under me.
Yeah, right out from under him on the other side of the room 3 hours after he walked by it.
Yeah, right. but you know what, though? I have to agree with you. This is something that I've been doing too. Thanks to you, Chris, but I'm filling a short box full of multiple issues of specific books of the G.I. Joes to find out which ones, if I find 3 or 4 of issue, like say 19, and if I have 5 or 6 copies of it, then I'll pick out my 2 or 3 best, which I think, and then decide to send in. So, and do like the pre-screen 9.8. So I'm definitely all in with you on this because I've got, a half a short box and I'm just hoarding, and it's only a matter of time before I end up doing a whole G.I. Joe CGC submission, and I think you almost have to, because first and foremost, I truly believe that it's part of the hunt. You know what I mean? It's part of the hunt, and it's enjoyable, and it's a long-term play. And you know what? If I end up with those books raw, then okay, that's fine, because eventually those raw books that I paid $5 for might be worth $25, and that's 5x times your money eventually, So
well, the other thing too, you got to keep in mind, like with what's happening with the market's drunk right now. We can all agree with that, and it's gotten crazy. But like with nostalgia is a big thing, and I'm trying to grab all this shit before I can't. Like I can't afford this stuff when it goes to $3,000 for one book. I just can't afford that stuff. And there's multiple books that are like potentially could go that route. Mm-hmm. Like 21 just keeps going higher and higher. And number 1, I think, just hit $3 grand.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Like, Jesus, like I can't keep up with that kind of price.
The beauty of it is, though, and I know since we've all been talking and stuff like that, just in the last 6 months, though, going and looking for those G.I. Joe books, they're out there. Firstly, cheap, and second of all, there's a lot of them in good condition. Like I've had, Chris, I got a big stack for like close to nothing. I sent it to my presser, and my presser's like, man, like some of these are already 9.6s, some of them are already.
I love it.
I mean, so like not only are they cheap already, but they're good condition. So the only thing you have to do is really just go through the bins.
I agree. But I would say this: I think we're at the last legs of that.
Yeah.
Finding them cheap. And also, too, as someone who's been doing this for about a year and a half now, I'm starting to have a hard time finding those 9.8 candidates for almost any issue at all. And there's some weird areas within the G.I. Joes, like from issue 90 through about 120. They're really hard to get in high grade, like really hard to get. And some of them like are showing that like 9.8s are popping up and sell for $600-$700, like crazy numbers. And I don't have any of those in 9.8. So, but let's go on to the next book. Issue 25. First Sartan.
Yes, right, and he's on the cover no less.
He's on the cover. No, it's a great copy. It's such a great. And I got to bring up the other thing too is Mike Zeck did all these covers from like the 20s onward, and Mike Zeck is the hidden gem of the Copper Age. His covers are, I think, he's the best cover artist of the 80s. And I'll fight you over that one if anyone wants to fight me over that. Truly believe that. If you go looking at like his Batman covers, his Secret Wars covers, his G.I. Joe cover, he is the best. And I think that a little hidden investment tip, I would go after 9/8 of all his covers. They're classic covers, and they're all going to go up at some point. When people start trying to find that next thing, I truly believe it. Yeah, I love it. Anyway, This is a great book. I love this book. Anyway, super happy to have that.
Chris, before you go any further, Raj, tell everybody what Jim Shooter said about Mike Zeck, because I think that was important, because we, shameless plug here, but we did get to speak to Jim Shooter on one of the 3 Men in the Basements, and I'll let Roger talk about what he had to say about Mike Zeck.
Yeah, we played our interview on him. We asked him about the black suit, because he was the editor-in-chief when Spider-Man got a black suit, and he said, I went to Mike Zeck and said, I want Spider-Man to have a black suit. And he's like, what do you mean? What are you looking for? He goes, I don't know. You're Mike Zeck. You figure it out. You're the genius. He goes, you're the genius artist of this place. You figure it out. I'm telling you what I want. You figure out how to draw it.
Sorry, someone just rang my doorbell.
Oh, probably the food.
No, I just had food. I apologize. I'll be back in a second, okay? You guys are going to be on your own, so I apologize.
Newbie, what's up, man?
He popped himself out.
It's probably like his neighbor who those comics really belong to. They're like, hey, man, did you take those comics off my porch?
Yeah. Newbie, you just hit a big milestone for your channel, right, bro?
What's that?
You just hit a big milestone for your channel?
Yeah, 2,000, man.
Nice, congrats, bro.
Yeah, 2000, and my 1 year anniversary on YouTube is May 25th. So it's a big accomplishment getting it in that 1 year. So yeah, it's huge. It's huge.
That's awesome. Good for you. Hey, Raj, how you been, man? You doing all right? Long time no see.
I'm doing all right.
You busy today?
Yeah, I'm very.
Sorry, guys. My daughter forgot her keys.
Oh, it's a good thing you answered.
I guess so. Yeah, she would have just sat outside being miserable like a 13-year-old.
She would have kept ringing the doorbell.
Yeah, completely. Hey, I gotta ask, Otto, is your daughter is the same age as my Zoe?
Yes.
Like 12? They're 12?
Yes, absolutely.
I just turned 13. Is she miserable yet?
Oh, AF.
Yeah. Okay, because my daughter's miserable.
I hate you. You're the worst. I want to leave this house. And I just brought dinner for you. I go, here's dinner. Like I got her pizza the other day, white pizza. I put olives on it. You would have thought I gave her strychnine on it or something. You know what I mean? She's like, this is the worst thing ever. She takes 2 bites of it. She goes, oh, this is really good. And I go, oh, Zoe, but I'm the worst father ever in the whole thing. So
it sounds like we're going through the same shit. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. So what we're saying is don't have kids, everyone.
I'll just leave the house from age 12 to 15.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so my next book is, I'm just going to take over here. I'm going to highlight that guy.
That guy.
We got a G.I. Joe 16, who is the first appearance of CoverGirl, Tripwire. These are cool characters. These were big characters if you collected the toys as kids.
Yes.
So this was like first lineup of characters, I think.
Yeah, the first run of them.
Yeah. So anyway, this was a pretty easy book to get right now. It's not like a hot book, but these are big characters, and there's a lot of toy guys that collect these things too. So like they're buying the toys, and they're wanting to get copies of these to have with it.
Yeah, the stuff too is good because there's a lot of books that have multiple first appearances, and that
Yeah,
like
totally.
more than just one or two. There's a handful of them. So
I think the book that I would say is probably the best deal going in G.I. Joe right now is issue 44. It has like a ton of first appearances. They're all really good first appearances, and it's still a fairly easy book to get in like high grade raw.
Yeah, and what I think about this is with all those characters, it only takes like an unknown actor to become a tripwire or to be a roadblock who just the whole world just gravitates to, and next thing you know, he's the next Rock or something like that. So that's what I think is fun about this, because there's so many different characters. And like I said, once one or two of them takes off, forget it. Sky's the limit. You know what I mean? And it's just going to just blow it up. So,
completely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So here's another one. We got G.I. Joe 37 in a 9.8.
Oh, I don't have this one.
It's the first appearance of Flint, who was a big deal, like first series character. And also it's got, Footloose and Tomax and Zammot, who I think they're the twins, right?
They're the twins, and they spell their name backwards.
Yes, exactly.
So Tomax is Zammot, or Zammot the backwards. Yes, absolutely.
But I'm going to tell you, this book here, I bought 25 raw copies to get 198.
You are a man of commitment.
Yeah, but keep in mind, most of those raw copies I paid between $3 and $5 for.
Agreed.
And almost all of them are 9.6, 9.4s, but they're not one. Like only one could go to CGC because it just wasn't. The rest just weren't up to it. So take it as you will. Okay, next one. We're getting into some good ones. You guys like Snake Eyes?
Yeah.
You're gonna like this one. So this is the second part of the Snake Eyes origin. This one isn't as desirable as the book before it, 26, but it's a definitely desirable G.I. Joe key.
Yeah.
And I think anyone who collects G.I. Joe keys has to have this in the highest grade possible in their collection. And I still think it's somewhat reasonable. I think it's only about $350 in 9.8, and I'd highly recommend picking this up before it's not $350.
Right.
And it's going to go up soon.
And does it say Snake Eyes second part of Snake Eyes origin? Is that what it says?
No, it just says origin of Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. That's
gotcha. Oh, interesting. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. But I kind of cover too, though. They're both on the cover. They're both in action.
But here's the other one.
Book right here.
This is probably, I would say this might be the third biggest key in the whole series.
Yeah,
in my opinion. But it does. This one is the origin of Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. When we were kids, this was the book to get next to 21. For me anyway, and number one. So, and I still think it's that way. I mean, when this goes up for auction, it goes for $800 to $900.
Just be careful you don't buy the second print.
Yes. Oh,
really?
Yeah.
That's a big issue. You should always, whenever you're looking at Joe books, there's a lot of second prints.
Yeah, I'll make sure.
Yeah, a lot of second prints, and all the way into like the 50s and 60s.
Yeah,
like all the way up there. It's like. And those second prints aren't worth shit.
Is there something that delineates that says that?
Well, I know on this one I have second prints, and instead of 60, it just says 75 cents there.
Okay,
but that doesn't mean it's a Canadian price variant. It literally is just been printed like the next when they turn the price to 75.
Otto, it does say it on the slabs. If it is a second print, it'll say.
Yeah.
If you have it raw, the only way to check is you have to open it, and it will say second print
on the inside.
Inside, yeah.
Interesting. Okay, good to know.
By the way, that's Larry Hama right there.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, just a little bit of a thing. Okay, let's go on to the next one. We've got G.I. Joe 11.
Oh, yes.
In a 9.8. I have one of these already. I'm quite happy about that. I threw this in just because it was such a nice copy. And it's the first appearance of Airborne, Gung Ho, Doc, Snow Job, and Wild Bill, who drove who was the helicopter pilot. And it's also the first appearance of Destro in cameo, but his face is hidden. So it really isn't the first appearance of him, but it's a little cameo. And there's a little bit of heat to that. Because of that. And there was a time when this used to be the first appearance of Destro, and it was a little bit more expensive. But I think it's been proven that 14 is the first appearance. But this does have a shitload of first appearances in it.
Yeah.
And when we start getting, movies and TV shows, like Amazon's doing a show right now, it's books like this that are the hidden gems.
Yeah.
And you can still, honestly, go into comic stores. You can still find these really reasonable, like $20 for really high grade copies, maybe a little bit less even. So couldn't recommend this book enough. Love this book. So, and now we're down to our final two. And our final two are G.I. Joe 14.
There it is, the first appearance.
So I guess this would be debatably, it would probably war with issue 26 as the third best key.
Yeah.
What do you think, Otto?
I agree with you on that. And, you know, for that point is, you know, I'm a villain guy. So when it goes, you know, you go Cobra Commander, Destro, Dr. Mindbender, you get into Major Blood. Destro is the, you know, he is the villain, but he's also he's just as important as Cobra Commander is when it comes to Destro. So just a great book, and he's on the cover too, and that's what I love the most. You know, he's front and center on the cover. So huge book right there.
It's a classic book, but you know the best part about having a G.I. Joe 14 in a 9.8 is getting a G.I. Joe 14 9.8 in a Canadian price variant.
Oh, look at this guy!
Yeah, so this will be the keeper for the collection, simply because it's worth about 4 times what the other one is.
Wow.
Crazy. That's crazy.
It's nuts. It's crazy what this thing goes for. I'm from Canada and I don't give a shit about Canadian price variants.
That's what I'm saying. That's what's crazy is the between those and, you know, newsstand, the fact that someone's willing to pay that much more because it's a newsstand copy.
Don't care.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not even throwing it on the table. This is going to be an unpopular opinion. I don't even really care about page quality that much. I mean, I don't want like brittle, of course. I don't want cream, but like if it's off white, don't care. Like I just don't care.
You had to go a little too far, didn't you?
Yeah, I get death threats tonight. Yeah. I mean, I prefer white, obviously, and you know, and the funny thing is with my Joes, all my 9.8s, because I have like almost all the keys now. They're all white pages except for one. And now I'm like, I gotta fucking fix that.
That's not linear. That's not linear. There you go.
And that's probably why I don't like it, because I'm too OCD. So
yeah.
But anyway, so that's the box of Joe's and nostalgia. So, but the funny thing is about all of it, the one I'm most happy with is this one. I don't know why. I had a hell of a time getting a high grade raw copy of this book.
Yeah.
Have you guys been looking for this?
I've been looking for that, and I have to agree with you, but I will be honest with you. It is a relatively hard book to find. I mean, you got to go deep into dollar bins to find it, and when you find it, it is dinged up because when that book came out, you know, I believe that, you know, people were just buying it because maybe their kids played with the toys or it was just kind of out there, and it was a book that was just tossed aside. Like you take it, throw it on the ground, and that's it. Then that, you know, you get it so it gets ticked up. So.
Well, they're like they're toy books. It's like all toy books are like that. And like if you look at even turtle books, like those Archie turtle books. I mean, sure, there's a lot that were collected, but most of them were read. And Joe books too. I mean, especially the first 20 issues, they were all read. Shit. Yeah, right. I mean, they were at the playgrounds. I remember being jealous of my friends having them. It's like my first collector comic I ever bought, like back issue in a bag, is Joe #1. For $2.25, and I've said this before. My mom slapped me for buying it, literally across the face. Like she was so upset. Why would you pay more than the cover price for a book? That's a ripoff. You know, she was so mad at me.
Oh yeah, I remember having my father take me to a flea market because somebody told me they sold comic books there, and I bought my G.I. Joe #1 there because I had missed. G.I. Joe #2 was already out, so I had to go back and get my raw G.I. Joe #1. And I think I might have paid like the same thing, like double the money for it. And my father was like, well, you only have $5. I'm like, Dad, it's $2.50. I need my $2.50. And he's like, okay, well, you're paying more than it came out as. And I was like, okay, you know, but you know what else is one of my favorite books? And I believe it's issue, is it 50 or 100 with Cobra Commander on the cover saying, I'm back.
100.
Oh, that is a great book. I cannot wait to get that book. I've got 3 copies of it, and that's one of the books I'm sending in because when I don't know about you guys, when I think about villains, I think of Megatron, I think of Cobra Commander, I think of, you know, Skeletor from He-Man, you know, so those are my favorite villains, and he is front and center, like, I'm back, bitches, here I am. And to me, to have that slabbed, you know, hopefully I can get it in a 9.8 up on a wall or something as part of a display, it would just look iconic because it's Cobra Commander. You know,
it's great. It's good that you were able to grab those books. Those books are even in raws. They're starting to get expensive.
Yeah,
everything is. Like, what you guys just went to the New Hampshire for the Comic-Con. How were the price of Joe books there?
They were low, you know what I mean, because they were buried in long boxes, and I picked up a 9.6 I forgot which book it was for like $70, and I can guarantee that 9.6 was never pressed. Wow. So for $70, that's definitely a book that's going to get cracked and sent in again to get pressed. I was kind of all over the place with everything. I don't know, Rod. You played
I really didn't
for the 22, or
I mean, I didn't, and that was on a wall. You know, I didn't really go through. I didn't see a lot of GI Joe in the boxes. Finding a deal, that was a wall book. So I mean, I like the price I got for it and what I offered them. I felt that way about all the purchases I made. But it was on the wall. I didn't find it digging through a box. I really, to be honest with you, I don't. It's funny that you asked that question because I don't at all remember going through a bunch of GI Joe books, seeing if there were any keys as far as in the boxes.
Roger, the 21 you bought, what grade ish is it? Was it graded or I don't remember?
It's not graded. It's wrong. To be honest with you, I don't remember.
Like VF
I bought so many books.
Yeah, it was VF. We looked at it afterwards when I said to him,
VF is probably safe.
I mean, dude, like 6 O's are going.
He says right out from under me. Like what?
Yeah, no, I tell you. Yeah,
this is the same guy where I asked to see a Wolverine #1 on the wall, and the guy says, he says, I got more back here. I said, let me see him. See, I'm looking at the one. He puts the stack down. Everett walks up, grabs the stack. Oh, I like that one.
I'm like, the other guy's head.
I'm like, get it out. What are you doing? I just asked to see those books. Get it out of here.
No, the guy brings it over. No, he doesn't even put it down. The guy brings it over. I'm like, I'll take those right now.
I'll take those.
I just took it right there.
I'm like, what are you doing? Get out of here. I'm looking at those books.
It is a shark world, man. But I got to be honest with you guys. I really don't think that a lot of dealers and vendors are pulling their GI Joes and putting them front and center.
No,
right, Chris, Newbie, what do you think about that?
I agree with you 100%. I think there's a lot of titles and a lot of books that they aren't. They're just putting out what they
can sell.
The person will want to see, and that's good for us because we know those books that we need to go deeper in, and we're probably gonna get more out of it than the people that are overpaying for the ones that they're putting.
I mean, at the end of the day, like if we think about GI Joe's, like in the grand scheme, like because the drunk market that's happening right now, everyone's going after everything, and books are just skyrocketing in price. But the GI Joe's, like, it's still kind of a hidden little gem. Like the people who collect GI Joes know the prices are going up, but like the average collector doesn't.
Right.
And I think once GI Joe 21 and 1 obviously are big things that a lot of non-Joe collectors are going after. But once they see, like, wait a minute, issue 155 in a 9.8 is $1,000 book.
Right.
Like they're going to start really paying attention to that. And there are others like that. Like issue 154 is a radically hard book to get in a 9.8. Like it's almost impossible, much more than 155. And like those things go for crazy money. And it's like they'll start pulling this shit out. Like it'll start showing up on the walls. It's a matter of the prices going up to the value. Like $1,000 book now, like today, isn't what $1,000 book was 2 years ago, because everything's $1,000 book now.
Yeah.
True.
So like Mr. Sinister's first appearance, if you have a newsstand, is $1,000. It's crazy.
Or first appearance of Bishop. So first appearance of Bishop a year ago at a 9.8 was what's that?
$5 raw. You can get 9.
Oh, absolutely.
You still can. You just have to look.
No, yeah, but now, and so you're right about that. But it's just that Jubilee. You're right. The market is drunk. I mean, that's a great way to put it. I mean, when it sobers up, what's it going to level off?
But we could take our 20 first bishops and get them pre-screened and take advantage of that.
That's right.
And you should. And hopefully it buys you the books that you really cherish.
Right.
And that's really what we're all trying to do here as a group. It's like I have a few people in my life who are buying strictly for money, and they're only in this for money, and there's no love of the game. There's no love. And I'm not gonna lie, it's I don't like those collectors because they're the people that end up ruining the hobby for everyone because they just leave as soon as it like goes weird or anything. And I really hope that those people aren't dictating the future of everything. So, but it is what it is. So the market's weird. But on that sad and sour note, I think we're going to call it a night, guys.
Okay.
All right.
So, but I wanted to thank you, everyone, and also thank everyone who showed up in the chat. Shortbox Bernie is right there. Actually, there was a couple questions here I should probably throw out here. We got Wookie Fodder. Hasbro brought production for $3.8 billion. Jesus. Wow. They own the rights to G.I. Joe and Transformers. Oh, by the way, Transformers, we're going to be doing this same thing in about 3 months with Transformers 9/8 pre-screens. Nice. And more Joes. I got tons more going out. What else do we? Yeah, I guess that's about it. Yeah. So anyway.
I bought a big stack of Transformers at the show last week, and I think it holds true what you said about G.I. Joe. Like every issue seems like it's the first appearance of 2 or 3 people.
Yeah,
it's true. It's
you
true.
know, so and the place that I stopped at, he had great prices, and he had all those first appearances on. I'm like, I don't remember that. I mean, I don't have an identity memory. I don't remember, every book and. So it was first appearance. Hell, I'll just pull all these out.
I absolutely pull them. And honestly, if you could pull high grade copies of Transformers over issue 65 till the end, I think it goes to 72 or no, 8. I don't remember what it is, but the last like 5 to 10 books, no matter if you can get 9/8 on those, it's just so expensive. Because they're really hard to get. In all of them, it's kind of like the Joe books. So it's almost a guarantee that you're going to do well off those. But again, they're really hard to get. Like I never see them. And I've actively been collecting these for about 2 years now. And I have a lot of Joe books to send in. So if anyone needs any 9.4, 9.6 raw books, I have tons. So
how do you know they're 9.6 if they're raw?
Because I'm a really good grader.
Yes, that's right. Look at it.
Because I told you, I said I've gotten to the point where I realized I can't afford 9/8, and because of Otto, I got to be goddamn linear. So I started buying 9.6s. So
I think you're smart.
There you go.
I think you're smart.
9.6s. There is
the GI Joe Transformers I bought at 9.8. The regular Transformers, Thundercats. I bought those all at 9.6s. I'm happy to have my nostalgic 80s collection be all 9.6s.
I don't think that's a bad thing at all. It's not even the linear thing. It's like 9.6 is like a very, very respectable grade. And I honestly, there's people like, is a whole other video, but people are coming into the hobby who haven't been in comics since the 80s and they're buying nostalgically. They don't give a shit about a difference between 9.6 and 9.8. A lot of these people, and also sports cards guys, are buying 9.6s up like crazy too. I don't know if you've been noticing 9.6s. There's some odd variant 9.6 prices, like almost at 9.8 prices. People just don't seem to care as much.
If you're really feeling like you need a 9.8, just send it to PGX.
Yeah,
that seems reasonable.
I'm happy with the 9.6.
But I will say this: talking about other graders, I haven't showed this on video, but I think you guys know about it. But I got this Crow #1. It's a 9.2, but it's in the new CBCS slab.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I like this slab better than the CGC. I don't. My OCD brain won't allow me to have like both next to each other. But
yes,
other than the label sucking, the label sucks. But these slabs are infinitely better than CGC slabs.
Yeah, they're stronger too.
Yeah, they just feel like a Mack truck could hit this thing and you'd be good. And they present really well. I really like them. So
I got my Iron Man 1 in that, and I don't mind it. But again, I bought it because that's one of the books that's never leaving my collection. I didn't care if it's CBS or CG. I didn't care. So
totally.
How about PGX?
Yeah, no,
we got to draw the line somewhere, right?
I
gotta ask: do any of you guys have PGX books?
No, I had one and I cracked it, and it's getting sent off to CGC. And it was one of those books where I was like, you know what, this is a great price for a PGX book, and I cracked it and I sent it to CGC. So I'm going to see what it comes back at. And it was an early Thor book,
A few people have done the same thing though, Otto. They because they are really well priced, and not to be,
are.
You can haggle those PGX sellers.
You really can,
right? So.
Oh my God! So I don't know if you see Shortbox Brody. He has a comment down here. He said he has 2. I'll never forget the day we were doing an unboxing down in a grotto, and he showed that book, and it was like the earth just stopped, and we all looked at it and be like, "Dude, you're actually showing that book on our channel right now?" And he was so ashamed. Like I had to be like, "Dude, we can't have that here," you know. And he looked at me. And it was one of those things where we're like, "Okay." So
I have a weird PGX story. I about 2 years ago, a Hulk 180 came up on Facebook. I think it was somewhere online, and this guy in Canada. No. It was a 7.5.
Okay.
And the guy wanted too much for it. He wanted CGC pricing. And so I got in touch with him, and we ended up I haggled with him, and I'm like, there's no way I'm paying CGC for this, blah blah blah. He ended up giving it to me for the price of a 5.0, which I thought was reasonable, simply because PGX is not reasonable in their grading. You usually end up getting screwed. So I expected to get a 5.0 back in CGC. I got an 8.0 back.
Oh my God!
Yeah. So I was like,
really?
So I won the day that way, but generally everyone I've heard has not. So, yeah, it's not good. But anyway, we're gonna call it a night, guys, and we're gonna retire back to the lounge. And I just want to say thank you for coming and joining me for my my childhood fantasy books.
Thanks for having us, man.
Love it.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
And thanks, everyone. If you could like and subscribe, that'd be awesome. I promise you, I'm going to have a lot more videos coming up in the next month or two. I have so many comics coming back over the next little while, and I've been working so much. Everything's been crazy at work, so I just haven't had a chance to do this. But over the next 3 months, I'm actually taking some time off, which is going to be awesome. I can actually focus on shit. So you're going to see a lot more of me, guys. I don't know if that's a good thing, but we're going to find out. Anyway, I'll see you guys later, and have a great night. Bye, guys.
Good night, Canada.
And